Hello viewers and welcome once again to another edition of our literary program. Well, Doordarshan, Shillong has always given platforms to young talents to showcase their skills in different forms, be it entertainment or even in their skill of writing. So once again we are here, and let me tell you that it is often understood and felt that writing is usually done from the literature background or somebody who has taken up languages, etc. But today, this myth shall be proved wrong, because in our midst, in this program today, we have three young students, young minds, who are from Shillong College, who are not from the literature background, yet they are into writing poems, short stories, etc. So, as we continue to give a platform to young talents to expose their skill, well, we are here once again and we bring before you three such budding authors, writers, poets. So here I go to introduce them. To my left is Binrap Lang Hujon. He is a 5th semester student of Shillong College. And we are also being joined in the center by Salseme C.H. Momin. And Salsemi is also a 5th semester student of microbiology. Yes, and to my extreme left is Pinhyam Miki Ringsai, who is a 3rd semester student also from the same college. So there you have it. I hope you'll remain tuned into this program and join us for the rest of this conversation, because this conversation is going to be a pretty interesting one. So hi there guys, a very warm welcome to Doordarshan Shillong.
Thank you, ma'am.
It's a pleasure to have each one of you to this studio of ours, and I hope you also think it's a great opportunity. Right, so let me begin from Pinrap Lang. Pinrap Lang, can you introduce yourself a little bit more?
Hello everyone, my name is Binrap Lang Hujan. I'm in 5th semester. I'm doing my bachelor in economics, and I'm from Shillong College, and my hobbies is like to help people and doing my stuff with other things that I like the most, and it mostly like traveling sometimes.
Okay.
Doing.
So helping others, traveling is some of your other things that you're passionate about.
Yes.
Right, Binrap, thank you so much for your introduction. Let us come to Salseme. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Greetings to everyone. My name is Salseme C.H. Momin. I am a final year student from the Department of Microbiology, Shillong College. As a hobby, I like to write short poetries. I like listening to music and watching dramas.
Wow, fantastic. And let's come to Pinhyam Miki. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hello everyone, my name is Pinhyam Miki Ringsai. I'm a student from Shillong College studying in the 3rd semester in the microbiology department. My hobbies are I like to learn new things, learn new skills, express myself through my writing, and also to make the world a better place, not for just myself, but for other people also, through my social activism. Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, as I said that, in my introduction I just said, there's a common myth, isn't it, that the only literature students can speak well, can write well, can do things when it comes to creative, and that is proved wrong. Tell me, Pinhyam Miki, you're writing, right? You're into poems. What is making you write poems? Because you are from a biology background, right? A science background.
Ma'am, it's a common myth nowadays that because we've taken a stream, because we have chosen this path for us, we cannot diverge from it, we cannot. But in a way, ma'am, if we see the arts and sciences themselves have never been separate in a sense, be it Leonardo da Vinci, be it Michelangelo, any artists, sculptures, and even poems of the past, ma'am. Even Einstein was very inspired by Mozart. We've seen many times, ma'am, that the arts and sciences are not so different from each other. Mm-hmm. My passion for writing came from the willingness to speak, especially during my 9th grade. It was a very tough time for me. I was discovering myself. I was discovering my own passions and stuff. But especially it was the year 2020 when it was the pandemic background. It was the year of introspection for me, of looking into myself and finding a voice for myself, ma'am. Okay. And also sometimes science can be stifling, ma'am. It is a progressive background, progressive field to work in, ma'am. But the arts, and especially my poetry, ma'am, I can express myself more deeply and things that I believe in, things that I want to spread the knowledge of the world, ma'am. That's why I'm very interested in this field.
So wonderful. We just came out of the pandemic and we were all homebound. It was a very distressing moment for so many of us. We thought that it would go on and on. Little did we realize that the pandemic actually was an opportunity for so many to actually explore themselves and find themselves, and that is exactly what you did.
Yes.
You found yourself, you found your skills, which was perhaps not explored by yourself. Right? Now tell me, Salsemi, how did writing happen to you? I mean, as it is, the science background is pretty tough, I suppose.
Yes.
Yeah? So how do you have so much of time, and what are you writing mostly?
I started writing when I was like 13 or 14. It started when I was in 8th standard.
Okay.
So it happened once that I failed, not really failed, but I failed to secure first rank. So ever since I could remember, I have always been the topper of my class, but in 8th standard, due to some incidents, I secured third, and that really bothered me somewhere. So to express myself and to take out the frustration on myself, I started writing since then. It started off as the fragments of line, which eventually become a poetry.
Wow. Okay. As I said, every setback comes with another opportunity. Tell us about you, Bindrap. How did writing happen in your life? From economics background to writing.
I started my writing when I'm in class 8. Okay. When I'm studying in Singasi. I thought I'll write in Kasi, but I'm not that much in speak Kasi, so I don't know much. So even my hometown language also, sometimes I was like blabbering like that. So I was like, okay, I'll try in English, whatever it is. So I try my English. So since I was like in half yearly, something like that, I was trying to check some of my cousin, they are writing some quotes. So it inspired me because of the jealousy. Because of the jealousy, even my cousin, they wrote quotes. So I thought, even me also, I can't do it. Why?
You can do it better than them.
Yeah, that's me. Like they trying to show what they are. So even me also, I can't do the best that I can share my writing skills into like
little quotations in the beginning,
and so many stuff like when I'm in class 9, I was like, I'm trying, but still, let's do some stuff that most people will like it and will love it. So I try my poetry with this with one sentence. If God is with you, you can do it. Because in that time, I remember when I look into the Bible, I check, when God is with you, you can do everything, and that's inspired me the most. Even my mom also in that time, they didn't know, even my family members, they didn't know that I usually wrote some poetry or something, some stories, some passage like that. So I was like kinda in a depression mode that time when I was like 2019 or something. I inspired because of this jealousy, and that's the main thing now. It's like
you got inspiration from the Bible too, as you said. See, as I said, inspirations can come, and the beginning can happen anytime. For each one of you, what I understood, your beginning was actually sudden. You did not realize that you had that, you had that talent within you, but yet it just came out because of certain reason. For her, because she didn't get the first, she didn't stand first in the class, but so she thought, let me take out my angst, my frustration, and you started writing. So now tell me, Pinhyam, what are some of your inspirations? What do you basically write?
I like to write about nature, ma'am, life and itself. When I was studying, especially when I was reading during my school days, ma'am, I was very, very inspired by some poets of the old, especially Emily Bronte, ma'am, and also William Hardy. Many of these poems were so melancholic and so in touch of the people to me. So I was very touched by them. So especially during the pandemic, I started to read all these other classic poems, especially William Blake and all these William Wordsworth, ma'am. They really touched me, and I could, in a way, express myself to them. But if you're asking, ma'am, my greatest inspiration has always been my teachers, ma'am, especially from my secondary and high secondary section teachers. They've been always inspiring me to teach, to express myself through words. If they've always said to me, if you can't express yourself through your words, express yourself through your writings, you can really show yourself, your soul to the world, ma'am. That's why.
Wow. Fantastic. You know, I mean, I think each of our lives are always touched by somebody, right? And our teachers, I think, have always played the role. For me, in those days, for y'all now, right?
Yes,
so nice to know this, that y'all are giving credit to your teachers as well. Now, let me come to Salsemi. What about you? What are your inspirations? What do you basically write about?
I don't usually write about a specific genre. I usually write about my perspective of certain things, what I observe, and also what inspires me sometimes. It could be nature, it could be romance, or it could be anything else. My inspiration came from my teachers as Mickey. It was my 9th standard English teacher. He was also our principal during that time in school. He has always been such a literature into us, I would say. He always teaches us, like, makes stories very interesting, the way he explains in class, and that really caught me off guard. And I thought to myself, like, this guy could do so much with just a simple such stories, then why couldn't I express myself? So that's how I started off.
Okay, so there's somebody always that touches us, and then we then blossom. What about you, Pindrap?
For me,
what kind of poems do you write?
I usually wrote some what I observe, and like when I reach here also I observe something, and
just now?
Yeah, I observe something, so that I'll wrote it out. But mostly I wrote about God, and mostly God, and then the nature, and
means our relationship with the divine.
Yeah. So I mean, like through guidance and around the world that I saw in news and what.
Yeah, you said that you have just observed something here in the vicinity of outside Doordarshan. What caught your attention just now?
It's like a piece, something that no one, even God, give you the harmony and peace. Even you got here also, it's through by guiding of God.
Okay, I got you what you said, because you found this place, because this place is a little away from the city, the hustle bustle of the city, found it peaceful, and you could connect this to the divine, right? Okay, now before we go ahead, I think we would like to hear from each one of you. I think you all have all brought something with you all. Let us start with Pinhyam. What do you have for us? What we are going to present before us right now?
The poem I'm presenting now is more of a social commentary, ma'am, a way of calling to action the youth and my fellow brethren today to really change their ways, to change their life, because they really have a chance to impact the world, ma'am. So this poem is for them also. The poem is, Where art thou? O brothers thou, O brethren be, O sisters thou, O gospel deed. Why thou dost stay in this solemn space, why thou dost walk these ignorant ways? When shall ye cease thy destiny deed, that which relays in Lady Victory's feet? For I see in thee the universe breathe, that unbound love, thy soul is free.
How long ago was that written?
Ma'am, this is a poem I've been introspecting for a long time, and especially during these past few months, I've been trying to get to my brethren and my fellow youth to really touch them in a way, to inspire them, ma'am, in a sense, to get them to get up and do something with their life, because I've seen so much potential, ma'am. Every person I meet, I see in their eyes the universe and the soul, so beautiful, ma'am. I truly believe that through these words and these poems, I can get to them, and they can, it's a call of action, ma'am, to get them to chase their life.
I'm amazed by your maturity, actually. You say you're just in 3rd semester. And look at the way you're talking and sounding, you know, you sound so experienced, you know, and you're talking about the other youth when you yourself are so young, right? How long does it take for you to really polish it up and make it perfect so that you are absolutely sure of it?
Ma'am, in a way, the artsman and the craftsman are two very different things. As many people, back to Eurycles and Pythagoras has said, at one stage, poetry and arts is total mathematics. It's the craft of the world. When I'm writing a poem, I'm trying to phrase some sentence, my heart might be saying to me, this is great, this is beautiful, I can express myself, there are tears in my eyes, ma'am, but my mind, in the back of my mind, cautions to say, no, no, don't use that word, this word is better, this is what you can get to them, you can really incite them in a way to get them to go to action. So when I'm in my writing process, man, it's not a spontaneous process. The ideas are spontaneous, ma'am, but the way I polish the diamond, the way I really try to express myself, it takes time, maybe a day or two, maybe a month or so, but I really try to bring the best out of my work, ma'am, because every word means something to me.
So till such time you keep on striving, improving it, and maybe, you know, kind of changing a word or two, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Till it is perfect. So this poem is perfect, no?
Not,
or do you think you'll still work on it?
I would like to work on it, keep working on it, ma'am, but still, in a way, the perfections are in the perfections, ma'am, because no diamond can be true perfect without polishing, ma'am.
That's a very, very huge sentence that you've said, you know. What may be perfect for you may be imperfectly perfect for others, right?
Yeah.
There's nothing called perfect. Wonderful, wonderful. I will come back to you again. Salsime, what do you have for us?
So the poem that I am going to read out is a simple poem. It is written day before yesterday. It was written to not, like, when I was not able to express myself, even with writing. There are some incidents, there are some point in my life where not even writing can express me. So this poem is called House and Wise. It goes like this. I grab a pen and a blank sheet of paper, wrote down everything I felt. A bittersweet feeling that's inexpressible, kind of sour taste of life, with some sweetness sprinkled in it. I wrote them all, yet I wasn't satisfied. No matter how many pages I've written, they never seem to encompass my thoughts ever. How do I write these feelings in words? How do I get my point across? Thousand thoughts within my head, endless emotions running through my veins, with no word to express them. Maybe the perfect words and phrases required are out of my reach, or maybe I've gone beyond the limit. I've written countless pages, but I'm still unable to fully describe my mind. How can it be? Feels like the more I write, the more unsatisfaction I perceive. The paper slivered, the inks dried, yet I am stuck up with asking why.
That's life. You are talking about life, definitely. And Bindrap, what do you have? I can see you've got sheets of papers. Which one are you going to read out for us?
I have two poems, but I'll read only one, I think.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, this poem is like the title is Strength in Unity, a journey of support and resilience, and mostly I name this one is like He meet us in our mess. Okay. Because this poem is like when we are in difficult situation also, that God is with us in every time.
Wonderful, wonderful.
I'll recite the poem. In the midst of your waiting, feeling the need for perfection before you can say yes, remember that God loves already surround you, embracing you in your mess. For you who may have made a mistake, carrying the weight of guilt that won't let you rest, know that God's forgiveness is abundant, ready to lift you from your mess. In your moment of faithfulness, yet battling with your own flesh, remember that God is right beside you, holding you close in your mess. When the burdens becomes too heavy and stress feel like an endless test, find solace in God's refuge, safe haven in the midst of your mess. For you, struggling and feeling the weight of life challenge, know that God guiding light will lead you through, never leaving you alone in your mess. And for those who have found forgiveness and rest in the Father's embrace, understand you are recalled, cherished, and truly blessed in the midst of your mess.
Wow, fantastic. So nice. So really, I'm so proud of each one of you. It really shows the person that you all are and the person you will become actually. How much, Pinhyam, has writing improved your other facets, improved you on the whole? Do you think it has had some kind of impact on you as well?
A massive impact, ma'am, very massive impact. In fact, ma'am, at one point of time, I would consider myself to join the art stream and to properly pursue writing many works. But in some way, I fell in love with science, ma'am. It's been a kind of a love affair with me and writing, ma'am. So when I write, it doesn't really just improve my writing capability. It may be my grammar, it may be my literature, my prose, and they are very multifaceted of my life, ma'am. Even to a very mythical level, it impacts my soul, the way I think, because when I write, ma'am, I try to see different perspective of people. How one person might think might not be how I think. So I try to look from the other perspective. It gives me different perspectives, different ways of life. I can really, through my writing, ma'am, figure out what this person was thinking. So when I write, ma'am, it really helps me to pen down the things I really like. It improves my, especially, ma'am, because I've been told I have very bad handwriting, so it also improves that facet of my life.
Okay,
That's why it's yes, ma'am.
Nowadays you can type out your poems also, so bad handwriting is not an excuse for not writing, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what about Salseme? You're a keen observer. Do you observe certain things very keenly and then triggers? How does these words come?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
I usually like to observe everything I see, whether it be watching movies or dramas. Sometimes I take inspiration and put myself in the shoe of the main character or maybe the villain of the drama that I watch, and then I'll just think what was going on in this person's mind when this thing was happening to him or her. Then I think it out from their perspective and try to put it down in words.
Okay, all right, fantastic. And Binrab, do you really plan to publish it? You know, it's important to publish it someday, or do you think it's too early now to think? You just want to hone your own skill further and then go in for some kind of publication?
I mean, like,
How many poems have you written so far, by the way?
like for the publication?
No, generally, how
Generally,
many do you
like
have?
almost 1,000 and 1,000.
Thousands and thousands?
Yes, ma'am.
Seriously? So you need to publish them. Have you thought of publishing?
Yeah,
some?
I already participate in the co-author anthology or something like that.
Okay.
I have been like with the anthology like 3, 4, 5 books. 5 book. I mean, like for now I'm waiting for my book, my solo book.
Yes, that you have already sent it for
yeah,
print.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but they said by this next week or by this month also they will be finished. So I'll be looking forward to it.
Wow, that's great news. I mean, I hope we all can grab a copy of it someday when it is out. How many poems have you included in that work?
In that one book I feel like 150.
150.
I just give
Wow,
only
it's quite
one.
a thick one. That means.
I just give only 150.
150.
Yeah.
Okay, just he says.
Just 150.
Okay. You know, I could really go on and on. There's so much to learn from each one of you. So, Pinhyam, how are you planning to push this, God-gifted skill that you have, along with science in the near future?
Ma'am, if we see in scientific publications, in journals, and arts, there's a very focused, keen words or focus on a scientific temper and the way that it progresses. It's true, ma'am, we need to focus on the facts because it is about the facts and it is the facts that leads us forward. But in some ways, some of these books that you read, they kind of feel more logical and there's no methodology, there's no soul to them, ma'am, I would say. I would like to see a more conscious effort. I wouldn't say, of course, advise all the scientists who are better than me, of course, in their field to be better in writing, of course not. But I would say in independent writing, which be it Richard Feynman, who's written about wonderful philosophies of life, man, or be it Leonardo da Vinci, who's expressed himself through his pictures and his paintings, ma'am. I would like to really see a way that science and arts can collaborate, and if not in a way to make at least the writing more soulful, more interesting, and if not anything, ma'am, at least a little bit more tolerable to the young masses of the world, so that they can really accept this field as not just being boring and factful, but also interesting and heartful, ma'am.
Wonderful, wonderful. I'm really totally impressed with all three of you. And as we are almost winding up, because time flies in this program, I could go on and on talking with all three of you, believe me. But then we need to wind up. Let us wind it up by listening to some more poems of yours. So what do you have? One more, and then we will wind up this program. Yes.
Ma'am, this is a poem more about hope,
Okay.
about hope even in times of hardship and ignorant times, ma'am. This is a poem dedicated to many people, all those people out there, and especially my family members who are in need of help right now. The poem's name is Look to the North Star. Turn to the north when you are in fear, to guide you forth, the hopes are here. Look to the north when in doubt, should you ever feel you are about to leave despair to the south. The stars, to ye they peer, but to the north you guide us forth. For hope is dear and all is lost, your friend in the north will be your ward.
Wonderful. Salsime, let's quickly hear from you as well.
So this poem is called Essence of Dead. It was written when I was 16. It was basically written from the perspective of the villain that I watched in a drama. He was a very lonely person who grew up very lonely and always wanting to die. So I just put it in words about thinking how the person was thinking. So the poem goes like this. I am nothing but a dark abyss, fighting with myself, losing to myself. I would not move if the fire got to my bed and burned me down in flames. Fire can help me anyway. This life so miserable, so please let me put it to end. Dig 2 graves when I die, one for my body, the other for my soul, for they were separated long before. Do not plant flowers on my grave, do not even try. They may grow in the darkness of the night, not sunlight. Neither sit beside my grave nor cry, for my soul may haunt you, you may not escape. The tears you shed will be nowhere, rather just evaporate.
Wonderful. Okay, Binrap, quickly as we wind up.
This poem name is Woman Progress Bound Together, Embracing Support and Strength.
Okay.
In the realm of woman's progress, where dream and aspiration aim to claim, ignite the flame, invest in their success, accelerate progress, never the same. Empower their voice, let them soar, unleash the strength forevermore. Unlock their potential, open the door. In their journey, let them explore. With each opportunity, a seed to sow, nurturing growth, watch them glow, breaking barriers, shattering glass, crafting a future that bound to last. Innovation thrive where all voices are heard. Invest in women, let their brilliance be stirred, lending the way in the journey to progress. With unwearying strength they address. So let invest in women, fuel the fire, climb higher and higher, never tire. For when women rise, society gains, a wall transformed where equality reigns.
Wow, that is quite empowering for all the women, I guess. Thank you so much. I really wish you tons of good luck, tons of success. I mean, the world is ahead of you. You all are just beginning, and I'm sure there are glorious days ahead of you. Good luck to each one of you. Thank you, Pinhyam Miki, for coming to Doordarshan, as well as Salsemi for being with us today, and Bandraplang Hujan for such wonderful works that you have written. All the best to the book that is going to be released very soon. Thank you so much. Well then, my dear friends, these are our 3 budding writers, poets of today who have come all the way to showcase their talent and skill. As they say, there is no age bar, there is no subject bar really when it comes to honing and expressing yourself. I hope you've been encouraged, you've been inspired, and in case you have that inner light inside you, you'll also take it out and express in such wonderful ways and means. Thank you very much for joining in our program, and until next time, from the 4 of us here, it's wishing you goodbye.